Alright, dudes. So, I watch Set the Programmer a lot. He's one of my favorite YouTubers, right? So, this video is all about why this man right here, okay, this man right here, Felix the Cat, right? That man, he could clap all of the Naruto universe, okay? I mean, like, Naruto, Sasuke, everybody, okay? It didn't matter if you had 10,000 Renegons, this man would just clap it, okay? He would destroy you, okay? Now, if you don't know this, Naruto, the strongest he's ever been with a little bit of highballing and power scaling is planet level. He can just barely destroy a planet, okay? Felix the Cat once moved between Earth and Saturn in 3 seconds. Now that puts him at little over 1,600 times the speed of light, but that's not faster than Naruto is showing. Reaction time, anyways. So Naruto still has him there. But attack potency, like Felix the Cat just blows this man out of the water. Even lowballing, like his magic bag is Felix the Cat. There's nothing that Naruto could do to Felix that would hurt him. I mean, the man has fallen through a solar system and has been fine. Like, he's literally sat on lightning, which is 4 times harder than the surface of the sun. Like, there's nothing Naruto could do to Felix that could hurt him. At all. Make sure that was still recording. Like, at all. Nothing. Okay? And then you got Naruto, okay? He took the shot that cut the moon in half and, stuff like that, right? But there was one episode and Felix the Cat has some retarded feats, right? But there's one episode where he went back in time and was talking to himself as a child. And his younger self, he wanted the bag, the magical bag. And it states, Felix has stated himself, I'm pretty sure it was Felix. And it says in the wiki and stuff like that. Like, you can look it up if you don't believe me, obviously. Please, just don't take my word for it. Do this research yourself, Because, like, what people say is what people says, It's just that. But Felix the Cat has said that if he can think it, his bag can do it. Just that. And the bag is indestructible. Like, nothing that has happened to it in the show has damaged it. But not a lot has happened to it. See, you know what I mean? It's like saying that one sword in this universe can cut down everything in the universe, so that gives it infinite attack potency. In another universe, but all the sword does is cut down trees. Like, the sword has never been beat, so the sword can't be beat. That's not true. Most of the time. But in the case of the bag, the scientist man that Felix is always fighting, right? Or he's not even fighting, he's just trying to live his life, and the scientist man keeps messing with him. But the forums state that the bag is made of Egyptian cotton. When the scientist man took the bag, and this guy's like a super genius, right? Supposedly. And he couldn't tell what the bag was made out of. Now, I don't know if he's just retarded because of his own ability. I mean, he compressed an atomic bomb into the size of a bowling ball. So, I mean, he can't be that stupid. And Felix the Cat also, I'll go into that later. But the man couldn't do anything to the bag. He couldn't break it. He put it in a hydraulic press. and it did nothing. And I know we're talking about all the Naruto universe, and then you got a hydraulic press over here, and that's like, oh yeah, you know, the hydraulic press couldn't beat the bag, so nothing can beat the bag. That's crap. But the man couldn't break it. The scientist man couldn't break it. That's what I'm trying to say. And if you steal the bag from Felix, it's like you can't steal it. Like if you take it, then he will come out of the bag. Like it's like the bag is just a rift that he can just make himself appear in, and then step out of it and just be there with you. It's ridiculous. And if I took the mass of the average, because Felix the Cat is about 5 feet tall. I did pixel measurements from one episode. I just looked up episode of Felix the Cat. I wasn't specific. And I did the pixel measurements on the TV, and he's about 5 feet tall. And I was like, okay, so there's people that are 5 feet tall on the planet, and I don't know if my logic is correct here. Please, if you guys want to diss me in the comments, then go ahead. But I took the average mass of a human fist and then did that about 1,600 times the speed of light. I think it's like 1,614 times the speed of light. That's how fast he moves. And if he did that, like if you did that, then that would be equivalent to such and such newtons. And then I put that into a newton to tons of TNT calculator, and it came out to be about 42 pounds of TNT force. And that's like nothing compared to Naruto being on a breakable planet. But okay, here's where I'm going with Felix the Cat's attack potency is so much higher than Naruto. It's just ridiculous. He went back in time, you know, talking to his younger self, okay? And his younger self wanted the bag, and he said, you can't have it, you're not responsible enough. But he said, you tell me one thing you want, and I'll give it to you from the bag. And then his younger self looks out his bedroom window and points in the sky at a star. Felix the Cat then puts his hand in the bag and pulls out a star, and as he's pulling that star out the bag, the one in the sky disappears. I mean, you could say that's a retardedly astronomical chances of a coincidence. But, I mean, the man said that if he can think it, his bag can do it. And he pulled a star out of it. Like, what? Like, he pulled a star out the bag. I mean, even just extreme lowballing, then he's like Solar System Plus, and that's it. Like, that's his biggest feat, is manipulating a star. But I mean, like, if you really wanted to retarded highball him, you could say he's like Franklin Richards, like he can just hold a universe in his hand. But I doubt that. But I mean, even with lowballing, he literally pulled a star out of the bag and gave it to his younger self, and his younger self put it in his pocket. Like, okay. I mean, like, oh, we got Naruto over here, like, this man can break a planet. Hold on, let me just chuck a star at him real quick. You know? Like, this man would just obliterate them. And it only takes 2 solar masses to make a black hole, and he's just no sweat, with ease, so casually just pulls a star in his bag. Why can't he pull out 2, make a black hole? I mean, really. Like, this man is like galaxy level. I mean, this is like medium. Like medium ball galaxy level. And Naruto's what, just barely planetary? I mean, which one do you think is going to win? The man that can sit on the surface of the sun, hit 4 suns, and not get scratched once. Oh, and I heard some people talking about, like, Naruto survived his soul getting ripped out. And I'm like, Felix the Cat has touched ghosts. He can control lightning with his hands. Like, a lightning bolt came down and he grabbed it. Not grabbed it like Zeus. I mean, like, not actually like that. It's like he just lifted his hand up and, like, guided it with his hand like he was, like, somebody from Avatar or something. And then he actually sat on the lightning bolt, and he's touched ghosts, like that's spiritual energy. Like he's so good at controlling like energy, even just normal kinetic energy. Like he's so good at controlling energy that the scientist man had an atomic bomb the size of a bowling ball, rolled it, and it was like, I bet we gotta bounce on out of here. We got to blow up the whole city. And Felix the Cat put his hand on it and stopped the nuclear fusion from happening. I mean, like Naruto throws a little chakra ball at him, he just reaches his hand out and stops it. And even with kinetic energy, there's been many times where Felix the Cat has just thrown things, like just thrown an object, and it moved exactly the way he wanted it to. Like he just threw it, and it went exactly the way he wanted it. Like it curved around every corner, every aspect, like everything. It's ridiculous. And then he can just stop kinetic energy point blank out of nowhere. Like I did the math for this. It was a comet that was heading straight towards him, and I think I assumed it was made of granite, which didn't really make sense. But that's still a highball because granite's one of the strongest rocks on the planet, stronger than what most comets are made out of. And I did like the average speed of the comet, and I put that in the force calculator, and it was like, and he just, it was like 20,000 newtons, and I know it's not a lot, but he didn't physically stop it. It's like he just held out his hand, took away all its kinetic energy, and flopped to the ground. Like he wasn't actually stopping it, he just controlled the energy. I mean, the man has fallen through a solar system, and Naruto can, we can blow up a planet. Like, come on now. The man can pull black holes out of his pocket. So, yeah, if you guys want to just diss me in the comments, tell me I'm a retard, you know, explain to me why these guys would just straight up clap Felix and, you know, he wouldn't have a chance in the world, go ahead and tell me. I'll listen. I'm all ears. Well, there you go. That's why Felix the Cat would clap all of Naruto. Peace.